Mix TV presents the Southeast Tennessee Sports Show, presented by Check Into Cash, your one-stop money shop, also by Hardee's. Hardee's tastes like America. Now it's time for your local sports highlights and interviews with your host, Pat Benson.
Hello and welcome to the Mix 104.1 Southeast Tennessee Sports Show, brought to you by Hardee's and Check Into Cash. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally made it. It's rivalry week. We got Bradley Central and Cleveland squaring off. It's going to be another crazy matchup as always. So before we get to that, let's go ahead and get you caught up on some of our previous scores from last week. So straight to our Hardee's scoreboard. On the gridiron, last Friday, September 25th, Walker Valley laid it on Cumberland County 47-7. Shout out Coach Akins and his players. Ooltewah defeated Soddy Daisy 27-7. Much needed victory for my Owls. Loudon laid it on Polk County 41-7. Ray County, big win over Gibbs 34-27. McMinn County shut out Bearden 42-0. Watch out for McMinn County, they're for real. Meanwhile, Knox Grace defeated Silverdale 41-13. And as we all know, Cleveland and Bradley were both on a bye week last week. We know what that's all about. So, playoffs standings are starting to take shape, which will affect the playoffs. Let's go ahead and look at Class 5A Region 4. Right now, Ray County is stepping apart and separating themselves from everybody else. Ray County's 2-0 in region play, but they're 5-0 in season, so they're going to be tough. Meanwhile, Soddy Daisy, they are 1-0 in region play, 1-4 on the season. And meanwhile, Walker Valley, they're 0-1 in region play. However, they're 3-2 on the season, so look for Walker Valley to make a late season push. Meanwhile, Lenore City, they're 0-2 in region play, 1-5 on the season. In 6A, with the big dogs, no surprise, Maryville, they're 2-0 in region play, 6-0 overall in the season. Right behind them, McMinn County, I've been telling you, we got to watch out for them. They're 2-0 in region play, 5-0 on the season. Bradley Central, they are really starting to take shape. They're 2-0 in region play, 4-1 on the season. Right behind them, Cleveland, 1-1 in region play, 3-2 on the season. Obviously, that matchup Friday night is going to really determine a lot for the region and for potential playoff seeding. Right behind Cleveland are my Owls of Ooltewah. They are 1-2 in region play, 3-3 on the season. William Blount, they are 1-3 in region play, 2-3 on the season. Meanwhile, Heritage, they're 0-3 in region play, 2-4 on the season. Let's keep it moving. Girls soccer, we got a lot of scores from Tuesday, September 29th. Bradley Central defeated Chattanooga Central 6-0. Shout out Bears. Walker Valley, big win over East Hamilton, 1-0. McMinn Central defeated Ooltewah 1-0. Meanwhile, Cleveland and Ray County tied at 0. Girls volleyball, same night, Tuesday, September 29th. Cleveland 3, McMinn County 0. Walker Valley, they swept Soddy Daisy. And Bradley Central, they swept Ray County. So, like I said, things are really starting to take shape in football and soccer and volleyball. I know cross country and golf, they are already in their postseason tournament. So let's make sure we get out and support those sports as well. So we are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we are going to speak with Coach Miles Christian of the Cleveland Girls Soccer Program and a few of his players. So we'll be right back.
You are watching the Southeast Tennessee Sports Show, presented by Check Into Cash and Hardee's.
All right, welcome back to the Mix 104.1 Southeast Tennessee Sports Show, brought to you by Hardee's and Check Into Cash. We are here with Walker Valley Girls Soccer. We've got Coach Waddell and two of his players. All right, Coach, first question. What did this offseason look like for you? I know it had to be a lot different than usual.
Oh, yeah, it was very different. First, being a new head coach, never been a head coach for a team before, it was going to be different no matter what, different approach to coaching. And then on top of that, throwing in a global pandemic, changing everything. There were some points where we didn't even know we were going to have a season. And then when we knew we were allowed to come back as a team, all the different protocols that had to be thrown in, we weren't allowed to do contact practices for almost 2 months. So it was a lot of technical work, a lot of fitness, but we weren't allowed to do full contact practices until about mid-July or so. And even at the start, when we were doing tryouts mid-June or early June, we had to split up the team into 2 groups that couldn't be in contact with each other for the whole entire time we were together.
Wow.
So it eliminated a lot of the things that we wanted to do in the preseason in terms of doing full contact, and then the stuff outside of practice where we could get together as a team and just grow together as a team doing team bonding stuff. We had to eliminate that stuff too in order to make sure we're following the protocol. So it was a lot different, but I also think that the different approach made us grow together stronger as a team. Despite, seemingly negative circumstances, we seem to grow stronger in that too.
It's definitely a first season that you'll never forget. So it can only go up from here.
Yeah.
All right. So get us caught up. What's your season looked like so far since y'all have begun?
Well, it was an interesting start to the season because we weren't allowed to have scrimmages. We weren't allowed to have those 3 or 4 games where we could figure things out in terms of what our identity on the field is like, figure out certain positions, formations, stuff like that. So we just kind of had to jump into the swing of things. It wasn't the most ideal start, but I think we're starting to find our groove now. We're currently sitting at 6-5, but with those 5 losses, I would say 3 of those games could have gone either way, and they just didn't. That's just the nature of the game. So our record doesn't show how good of a team, how talented of a team we really are. But right now we're at 6-5.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems to be like a recurring theme. We are, we're deprived of so much of what, that time you need to figure out the team. So that seems like a recurring theme across multiple sports. So with that being said about the learning curve, what are your expectations for the team for the rest of the season going forward?
We're still holding high expectations. In preseason, we talked about what our goals were going to be, our expectations, and we still fully believe we can make a really good postseason run. We still have 3 regular season games left. And then that we start the postseason, and we're fully confident that, if we can get together and fulfill who we are and who we know we can be as a team, we can make a really good run through the postseason, through district, through regional, and try to make it to the state tournament. This is a really talented team, and I really feel like we can make that happen.
That's awesome. Who are some players besides Macy and Jadra that you are looking to step up and continue to improve throughout the season?
Well, we have a really big and talented senior class this year. We have 9 total seniors, and a lot of them are starters and contributors on the field. So with that senior class leading the way, there's always that high expectation of them performing a day in and day out, trying to get those big results with not only these 2 sitting next to me, but so many more players. Specific players like Ashley Ulo, who is one of the most talented players that we have, and she's constantly making things happen offensively. She's scored goals, she's getting assists, and then also on the other side of things, we got a solid defensive core in our back line. We have Jadra sitting right next to me, who's kind of like our vocal leader in the back. She has some younger players around her at times, but I feel like having her back there has definitely made things work. And then this girl sitting right next to me, she's kind of been like our offensive engine, scoring goals for us when we need them the most. So definitely those players, we'll be counting on them. We also have some young players too who have really stepped up. One player I want to point out is Macy Starr, a freshman who at the beginning of the season stepped into a starting role and has kept that position throughout the season. Has just been performing really well. So even though we are going to be losing these seniors, these really talented seniors this year, we still have some young players who are going to be stepping up over the next few years.
That's great. All right, Coach, last question. Getting philosophical on you. I know you're a teacher first and a coach second. What life lessons or anything like that are you trying to pass on through soccer?
Well, I try to pass on the things that I learned as a player. I played soccer my whole entire life, high school, college, and am now stepping into the realm of coaching. So I want to pass on the things that I learned as a player from my coaches. And it's very simple things, but that can take you so far. And that's just hard work, discipline, commitment, being passionate about what you do on a daily basis, not just soccer, but every single thing you do in life. That's something I try to bring on the field to my players, in the classroom, to my students, because those things, even though they're seemingly simple, they take you so far no matter what. Don't really preach that much about talent, because I truly don't believe talent is where you get in life. I believe it's those things that are deep within you, those hardworking attributes, the discipline, commitment, passion, that really get you where you want to be in life.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Coach. Thank you. All right, now we got some questions for Macy Gibson, Jadra Martinez. All right, I'm going to ask the same question. I want you to both answer it. Let's see. As upperclassmen and seniors, what are y'all doing to try to be leaders? I know Coach mentioned Jadra being a vocal leader. What are some things you're trying to do to help lead the team?
I would probably say a big thing right now, especially with everything that's happened due to COVID, is just having a positive attitude, because there's a lot of reasons that we could be negative and it's easy to complain or be frustrated. But honestly, over and over, we just say, like, we should be grateful that we have today, because we might not come back tomorrow. Like, you never know what could happen. So maintaining a positive attitude has been a big thing. And then also just skill things like communication and giving our all every game and things like that.
That's awesome. All right, same question for you, Jadra. What are you trying to do to help lead the rest of the team?
I also agree with Macy, just staying positive in these uncertain times, and just trying to keep a positive mindset and go into every game like it could be our last, and we don't know how long of a season we're going to have. So just being positive and trying our best in everything.
There you go. All right, I got a tough one for y'all now. How would you grade your individual performance so far this season with a letter grade?
Who wants to go first?
I would probably give myself a B. There's a lot of things I still want to work on. Coaches have coached me in the past. Like, I love to make runs and get through balls. I'm pretty fast, so that's like always been an easy thing for me. But I really want to work on receiving the ball to feet. And when we play easier teams, like, it's tempting to just want to get through balls and make runs the whole game because I can break past their defense. But when we play harder teams and I need to receive the ball to feet, I want to be able to be confident, and I want to be available for my team when they can't play the through ball and things like that. So that's like one big thing that I'm really focusing on this season, even in the easy games, not receiving the ball through every time, making myself uncomfortable, and receiving the ball to feet and bouncing it back and doing different things like that.
That makes sense.
I think for me, I would also give myself a B, maybe a B-, because I feel like there are times in game situations where I could have done better and had a better attitude. And I feel like in my position, you really need to control the ball. And I feel like sometimes I kind of panic in my position and decide to kind of just play it wherever. But I feel like as a player, I need to learn to control the ball more and play to feet more.
Awesome. All right, I got a few more questions. They're going to be rapid fire for both of y'all. Best sports movie of all time?
That's a good one.
I like McFarland.
Yes.
Remembering the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
my
there
favorite.
you go.
Can't go wrong with that. Love
That's
that.
right. Okay, funniest girl on the team?
Livy Duncan.
Yeah, Livy Duncan.
That's a resounding answer. All right, favorite athlete?
Ooh. I like Julie Ertz for the women's national team.
All right, cool. Awesome.
My favorite player comes from Barcelona. Her name's Lika Martins. She's a forward.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, y'all. It's been Walker Valley Girls Soccer. We got Coach Waddell, Macy Gibson, Jadra Martinez. Let's make sure we go out and support this team. And Coach, I can't wait to see the program that you build. I know you're putting down a very solid foundation right now. You've got a great group of girls, and thank y'all so much. And we're going to continue to follow y'all the rest of the season. So,
hey, we really appreciate you having us. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, I'm going to end this and make sure I save it. So.
Yep, sounds good. Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
You are watching the Southeast Tennessee Sports Show, presented by Check Into Cash and Hardee's.
All right, welcome back to the Mix 104.1 Southeast Tennessee Sports Show. Before we send you off for the week, let's go ahead and give you our football schedule for Friday Night Lights. No surprise, Bradley at Cleveland, 4-1 Bradley Bears, 3-2 Cleveland Blue Raiders. I believe I read on the Cleveland Daily Banner that game's already sold out. They already have a limited amount of tickets they could sell. I believe those are gone, but luckily Mix 104.1's got you covered. Meanwhile, Lenore City, they will be traveling to Walker Valley. Baylor McCallie, big matchup. That's in downtown Chattanooga. Ooltewah will be traveling up to Ray County. East Hamilton will be hosting Sequoia. McMinn Central will be hosting undefeated Loudoun. That's going to be a tough game. Meanwhile, Heritage will be traveling to take on McMinn County. And Saddle Creek will be hosting Whitwell. So that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Hardee's and Check Into Cash. Quick programming note, remember to catch all of the Friday Night Lights action on Mix 104.1, Talk 101.3 The Buzz, and Fiesta 99.1. Tune in early for the pregame coverage, hang out later for the postgame interviews, and wrap up. Like I said, I know Cleveland Bradley Central's already sold out, so you can keep up with all the coverage on the Mix 104.1 family network. We're going to make you feel like you're there, even though seats are very limited for that big game. So remember, you can watch this show anytime right here on the Mix 104.1 Facebook page, the Mix 104.1 website, and of course, the My Mix 104.1 app. We'll be back next Friday with more sports updates and exclusive interviews. Thanks to Coach Christian and Cleveland High School and their players for making the time to speak with us. Big shout out to our executive producer, Austin Chadwick, for making all of this happen. I'm your host, Pat Benson. I'll see you next week.
You are watching the Southeast Tennessee Sports Show, presented by Check Into Cash and Hardee's.